Cancer rising, this is your 2021 astrological forecast. And we will look at Mars through the signs, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, Mercury retrograde phase, and Venus as well as Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto through the signs. So to begin with, we have Mars in Taurus in your natal or solar 11th house, Cancer rising. With Mars there, and it will join up with Uranus, you will feel especially very daring and unique. Express your style individually in the best way possible. Cancer rising, you will notice people with your social media and personal friendships will take notice. What a great time to express those aims, hopes, and wishes and goals that you've always wanted to pursue. And the next time for Mars is Mars in Gemini from March 3rd to April 23rd, 2021. And Mars in Gemini will be in your natal 12th house, Cancer rising. And the 12th house is a great time to look into anything medical if you so desire, or if you would like to write those thoughts and feelings down. Cancer rising, this is a great time for that. And there could be some very interesting and juicy secrets that come out at this particular time. Now, the next Mars is Mars in Cancer from April 23rd to June 11th. And Mars in Cancer is going to be Cancer rising in your first house. So this is a time you will be taking action on, well, yourself. And Mars will make you especially feel very daring with regards to taking action, with changing up your appearance, or presenting some of your thoughts and opinions to the world. Make it count, Cancer rising. And people will sit up and notice. However, there is a square to Pluto during this period of time. So don't go overboard with your strong sense of power, Cancer rising. The next Mars we have is in Leo, and that will be from June 11th to July 29th. And Mars in Leo, Cancer, is going to be very busy in your second house of money. So this is a time you will find your money matters will become very important to you. Some of your long-held values will be of utmost importance. Start that collection, Cancer rising. However, Mars in Leo will oppose the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. So you want to make sure you have a handle on your values and speech, as well as all your savings and anything connected with investments. But being that you are a Cancer, you will do exceptionally well with all second house interests. The next Mars we have is Mars in Virgo. That is from July 29th to September 14th. And Cancer, this is in your natal third house. And third house is a great time to get to know those in your vicinity. Perhaps you will become very popular or very active at this period of time within your neighborhood locale. Now, another attribute for the third house is, of course, communication. So this is a great time that you will say and speak your mind. And it's a great time to also start that book or any form of communication. Now, the next Mars we have, Cancer, is Mars in Libra from September 14th to October 30th. And Mars in Libra, Cancer, will be in your natal 4th house. And this is a time you will be taking action with regards to family. Now, Mars in Libra will make a beautiful trine early on to the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. So this is going to be a warm and friendly time for you with your family and people you consider your closest relatives, family, and friends. A great time to make repairs and remodeling on that favorite property of yours. Good time for investments and looking into forms of financial assets and collections as well as savings. Now, the next Mars we have is Mars in Scorpio. Cancer rising, and Mars in Scorpio will make a beautiful trine to your rising sign, and it is in your natal 5th house. And so this time frame between October 30th until December 13th, Cancer rising, is a great time for love and romance and all pursuits of fun. Good time to take it easy. Good time to also express yourself and your creativity, and a great time for starting a family and wonderful relations with children. Okay, now, Cancer, we will move to the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction in Aquarius. Okay, and this will be in your natal or your solar 8th house. And what does 8th house rule? It is the house of depth. So you will feel, especially during this time, very emotional, but with Jupiter and Saturn there, which is a rare conjunction, you're going to feel like you can express yourself in your most deepest and best way in all areas of your life. Open up and expand those possibilities, Cancer. And you may look into, on a larger scale, increasing your finances and looking into different ways of possibly gaining some great investments, Cancer rising. But this is a rare time. Take advantage of this wonderful beautiful connection between Jupiter and Saturn. Now, there are going to be periods of time when Jupiter and Saturn will go direct, and these are times you may have to be cautious. Now, on June 21st, Jupiter goes retrograde in Pisces. Okay, and that will go to your natal or solar 9th house. Very briefly, great time for you to open up and look into education, training, and possibly getting into some kind of new business, and a good time to read the fine print, Cancer rising. However, only from December 21st at 0 degrees Aquarius until early March of 2021, there is going to be the Jupiter-Saturn in conjunction within the 7-degree range, roughly. However, but after that, they will be in the sign of Aquarius, still in your 8th house. Now, from May 13th on is when Jupiter will go into Pisces. So this is a great time, we can say, with the 8th and ninth house connection. Great time to start a business or maybe your own independent and inventive Aquarius venture, because you will be thought out and sought out for your wonderful sense of creativity right now, Cancer rising, and your emotional connections to everyone around you. Now, Saturn will go retrograde from May 24th to December 10th. And again, that will be in your natal or solar 8th house. So you will discover there may be some new beginnings or some endings for you at this time, since it's still in your 8th house. And there may be stumbling blocks in the way you express yourself briefly at this Saturn retrograde time. However, Cancer, thank goodness, this is a brief time, and Karma Saturn is a wise teacher. So there will be much for you to learn at this time as well. Then we move on to the Mercury retrograde phases. They will be from the first one, January 30th to February 21st, and this is in Aquarius to Capricorn. So this will go from your 8th house, Cancer, to your 7th house. And so we are looking at some little bit of confusion with expressing your deepest emotions to your 7th house of partnerships. So there may be some blocks temporarily with regards to partnership. However, there also will be equal intensity because Mercury will meet up with Capricorn Pluto. So just be careful, Cancer rising, not to go too overboard with regards to partnerships or relationships, and that is in business or personal. Otherwise, you should be just fine and expressing your needs with regards to all communications and partnership connections. The next Mercury retrograde we have is May 30th to June 23rd, and this goes from Gemini to Taurus. So this will be retrograde in your 12th house, Cancer rising, to your 11th house. So with Mercury retrograde in the 12th house, you may feel a little insecure at that time, a little unsure of yourself, maybe even get a little down because the 12th house is also a water house. So just be sure that you kind of examine your feelings and your emotions this time. However, with Mercury there, it does help you to reflect in a positive way to your past and sentimental values, and it will go to your 11th house then in Taurus retrograde, and this is again with friends, hopes, wishes, dreams. So you may have some near and dear friends that you haven't seen in years that come back to spend some time with you, Cancer. And this is a great time to engage in past communications. Now, the final retrograde phase is going to be from September 27th to October 18th, and this is in Libra to Virgo. Okay, and for you, Cancer rising, Libra is in your natal or solar 4th house. And what does 4th house rule? It rules family and those closest to us. We consider family. Also rules the physical house. Now, at this time, Libra, you may feel like there are some slight communication snafus with family Or it could be that you are looking to take out a mortgage at this time. That also includes rentals of property or dealing with property in some way. And there could be some communication snags. And like the 7th and 9th house, even the 8th house, to some degree, the 4th house does rule property. So just make sure you, again, look at the fine print. However, if everything goes well, this is a great time to think about and reflect on all 4th house matters. Then we move on to Venus through the signs. Okay, now Venus will be in Pisces from February 25th to March 21st, and Venus is elevated in the sign of Pisces, and that makes a beautiful trine to your rising sign, Cancer rising, and a beautiful and blessed conjunction to Neptune in its own of Pisces. And now Cancer rising, this will be in your 9th house. And this is a good time, Cancer rising, to really look into anything that has to do with expanding your life in any and all artistic pursuits, especially if you have Pisces on your midheaven, Cancer rising. Certainly, it's at the least a great time to express and to take action in all your aims, educational pursuits, and on-the-job training. Now, the next the next Venus phase from Venus in Pisces will go from Venus in Aries, and this is March 21st to April 14th, and Venus will be in Aries. Now, Cancer rising, this is at the top of your chart in the 10th house. So you will just love Venus to really take a lot of action and creative endeavors out at this particular time. Cancer rising, you are going to be especially daring in taking different avenues to your career because Venus is in Aries. So who knows, maybe you will be a leader in your career or at your job and profession, and perhaps this is the best time for you to receive some of those accolades, rewards, and who knows, possibly that new business venture or promotion. So we then move on, Cancer rising to Venus through the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is going to be from April 14th to May 8th. So Venus in Taurus is going to be in your 11th house. Oh, what sweet connections with you and your friends and everyone closest to you. Now, Venus, like Mars has, will meet up with Uranus. So you may meet some unusual people at this time, and those unusual and different individuals who can help you open up and broaden your creativity. It's a wonderful, creative, and sweet time for you with all forms of expression and taking some dares with regards to your hopes, dreams. Make the law of attraction come true at this time, Cancer rising. Next, from June 27th to July 21st, we have, let me see, we're going to move on from May 8th to June 2nd. We have Venus in Gemini, and this Venus Cancer rising will be in your natal 12th house. And this is a time when you are going to feel especially sentimental, and you may really, especially at this time, want to take it easy, go for some of those walks, and especially reflect, somewhat like Mars, on the past and some of your most sentimental connections with those you love. And again, it is a good time for anything medical. Now, the next Venus we have is now through the sign of Cancer. Cancer rising. This will be from June 2nd to June 27th. And Venus through your first house makes you especially attractive to others, and you may take steps to make yourself more attractive to others. Get that haircut, up your new style, Cancer rising, and you may receive much in the way of compliments. However, with Venus there, you may have a tendency to want to go out of your way and increase yourself with regards to diet, exercise, and it's a very energetic and appealing time for you, Cancer rising. Now, from June 27th to July 21st, we have Venus through the sign of Leo. And how sweet that is, through your second house, Cancer rising. What a time to see your bank balance increase. And you will find other sources of income will be available now. Who knows, maybe you may start that new venture to increase money. And it's also a good time to get together with people and discuss your future and your savings. Great time for you, Cancer rising, in all money matters. Now, moving along, we have Venus in Virgo from July 21st to August 16th. And Venus in Virgo is in your third house. Wow, it's a great time to communicate with those in your vicinity, neighborhood, or just plain simply those around you. It's a great time. People will sit up and take notice of what you have to say, Cancer rising. There is a beautiful sextile between Venus and Virgo and your rising sign, so you will feel, especially during this time, that communications in all forms is especially easygoing for you now. And who knows, with third house matters, you may be interested in purchasing that vehicle you've always wanted. Now, we move along from August 16th to September 10th, 2021, and Mars will be in Libra in your natal fourth house. So, the times right now will be very especially easygoing and communicative with those closest to you that you call family. And it looks like you may have a beautiful new home or renovations on the horizon. However, at the very least, it's just a good time to take it easy in your home or your abode, Cancer rising. Now, moving on, September 10th to October 7th, we have Venus in Scorpio. Now, Venus is at her most intense through the sign of Scorpio. And with the fifth house connection and a beautiful trine with Neptune in your fifth house, Cancer, you may find that all forms of love and romance are wonderfully accentuated at this period of time. For you single Cancer risings, you may have a wonderful time to meet that special someone and a lot of fun dates at this time. For all of you Cancer risings that are in a relationship, this is the time you will see a spice up to your relationship and all connections with expression, creativity, and children, Cancer. Then we move along October 7th to November 5th. We have Venus in the fun-loving sign of Sagittarius in your natal 6th house. So this is a good time. You can open up and communicate with your employer, your manager, or you might have some blessed news, Cancer, with regards to a job. Maybe that business you wanted to start will begin at this time. However, with Venus in your 6th house, do be careful at all times for all and any dietary concerns. And also be careful at this time because of your health. But thank goodness Venus is short there, but it is a very fun, loving, and freedom-oriented Venus sign. Okay, moving along, November 5th to the end of the year, we have Venus in Capricorn. And at the close of the year, you will notice that you may want to take effort to maybe increase a partnership and all communications. Who knows? Maybe you will take that partnership or relationship to the next level. Great time to sign contracts or all legal affairs, Cancer rising. Now, we will move on to Uranus retrograde in Taurus from January 1, and that goes until January 14th. And then Uranus will go retrograde. So when you have Uranus retrograde, which will be in your 11th house, Cancer, just be sure that you won't isolate some of those closest to you or some mix-ups with regards to social media or the internet. However, with Uranus there, it is a very inventive time and certainly creative. Do what you dare, Cancer rising. Now we have Neptune that goes retrograde in Pisces from June 25th to all year. However, Neptune there has a tendency to help you to reflect, of course, on the past. And Neptune retrograde is going to be in your 9th house. It's not a good time in particular to sign contracts during that retrograde phase, as there could be a little bit of confusion and deception, Cancer rising, but it is a great time to do some serious studying. Now, finally, we have Pluto retrograde in Capricorn from April 27th until November 1st. And Pluto there retrograde is in your partnership house again here, a partnership house connection, and it is retrograde. So you may want to take a light touch with regards to connections with those that are in a partnership with you or those you are living with. And you don't want to go overboard with any legalities. However, it could be the start or ending of some positive legal issues for you at this time, Cancer rising. Okay, now moving along, we are going to look at the eclipses in 2021. Now, to start off on May 26, 2021, we have a lunar a total lunar eclipse, and this will be at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. This will be a total lunar eclipse, Cancer rising in your 6th house. Now, this is going to be a full moon, so do be careful. Again, this issue with medical and diet. If you just be watchful of these areas, you will be fine. It could be that there are some conflicts with those you work with or a business. However, with your amazing insight, Cancer rising, you will know just what to do in the 6th house efforts. Now, moving along, we have an annular solar eclipse, and that is on June 10th, 2021 at 19 degrees Gemini. This will be a new moon, Cancer rising in your 12th house. This will make you feel especially zesty and full of confidence at this particular time. You will feel like you just began a breath of fresh air. So this is a good time again to write down those feelings and emotions. You will feel especially great and outgoing during this time around June 10th. Now, moving along, we have a partial lunar eclipse at 27 degrees Taurus on November 19th. Now, this is a full moon, Cancer rising, and it will be a full moon in your 11th house. So, be careful of speaking your mind with joint efforts or anything connected with organizations or charities, because some people may misread your desire for leadership and to take charge. However, if you are watchful, this period of time will be just fine. Now, moving along, we have finally the total solar eclipse at 12 degrees Sagittarius on December 4th, and again another new moon. So you may feel like, gee, that diet that you have been looking into is working great. Some of those medical procedures you've thought about are making you feel wonderful. And this is a special connective time with those that you work with. Express yourself with all. 6th house matters, Cancer rising. So, all in all, Cancer, it is a great time this year to sum up for many of your 11th and 12th house activities. So although you will be doing some reflecting, it's also a great time to express your leadership and audacious eccentricity and unique nature with all your friends, connections, and social media. Also a great, somewhat conflicting time with regards to your partnership or relationships. However, if you just give a light touch and express your amazing Cancer rising, understanding and sensitive ability, even 7th house matters, as all great matters this year for you, Cancer rising, will run as smoothly and as beneficial as possible. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.